Hello and welcome, everyone, to our little corner of the interweb we call Spreading the Nerd. I'm your host, Clint, and the two better-looking gentlemen than myself are Rick and Nick. And whenever I say that, I feel like I'm introducing like a Nickelodeon new TV show or something.
Rick, Nick, and Mick. Yeah,
that's right.
But anyways, our show today consists of what we've all been playing, some early impressions of Crimson Desert, a little dash of gaming news, but our two main topics are going to be the release of the PSSR 2, better known as Pisser, why it's incredibly important for the console space, and what seems to be a really hot take on our ends for the DLSS5 drama going on right now. Before I get into anything, though, I would like to say a thank you to all our listeners and friends that have helped us on the way, because today we hit 101 subscribers today on the channel.
Hey.
So thank you, everybody.
I didn't know this. You didn't tell me that.
It literally happened like 2 hours ago. So
okay.
I was like, oh, sweet. So,
That's
thank
cool.
you, everybody, for hanging out with us, listening to us and everything. So thank you very much. So let's get right into it. I need a coin to like flip who goes first or whatever. Rick, what have you been playing this week? That was a little bit what you've been doing.
Before we get into that, I want to point out that I am here, right?
Yep. No electricity problems.
Word is that that Chuck Norris personally went outside my house and put the telephone pole back up. I'm just kidding.
Sounds like something he would do.
Got on, but obviously I'm referencing the fact that he passed away yesterday. And also, before we get any further, I do want to send out some wishes for safe travel for our friend Silkenet, who is currently trekking to the promised land of Far East Japan.
I'm not jealous at all.
As of now, he has not left yet. He did leave his house, though. He is heading to Quebec City to stay with some friends this weekend. So we are sad that he is not in the chat, particularly because I believe that what we are going to talk about today, he would have some interesting input on. So I kind of wanted to get that, but that's okay.
Maybe you'll have a nice little listen to on, over for the long flight.
It is going to be a long flight, yes.
Long flight.
Yes. I haven't really been playing much to talk about. Played a little bit of Crimson Desert yesterday, but we're obviously going to end up talking about that later, so I won't get into it right now. Yep. And I bought Marathon the other day. I played, what was it, three matches, Nick, with you and Panda.
Yep.
So I don't have a whole lot to say there because that was what an hour maybe of playing it. And then outside
don't forget
of that,
your tutorial. You had to do the tutorial.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I guess actually there is a way to skip it, because when I got the Steam trophy, it said, or it might have been the in-game trophy, I forget. It said either finish or skip the tutorial, and I was like, I wish I could have skipped this, because I did do it in the server slam. But yeah, that's it. I don't have really too much to say until we start talking about Crimson Desert. So,
all righty, Nick, how about you? What have you been up to this week, playing wise or whatever you've been up to that you want to?
Oh man, I got the bill for that tree I've been telling you guys about today. They came and took care of it yesterday.
Ooh.
You guys, any guesses?
Oh, I know they'd cut it.
I was say, what did they do here? What is the whole process?
They had to send a guy up to climb. They went to my neighbor's yard, climbed up it, and then had to take it off in pieces.
It was one tree, correct?
One tree, and they were there for roughly 4 hours.
Ooh, 4 hours.
3 guys.
I'm gonna
Three
guess
guys.
I'm gonna guess 5,000.
No special equipment.
Oh, I'm gonna say like 3. That shit's expensive.
Okay, 1550. I was expecting like $800 or $900, but it was.
That's way lower than I would have thought.
That's not bad. Yeah, that stuff around here is expensive. I mean, still, 1550 isn't cheap either. Is that something that might go through your insurance or?
No, because what happens when you put on your insurance? You're gonna have to pay deductible.
Insurance goes up,
and then insurance goes up. You're gonna pay it in the long run. So I mean, we just got our taxes back. So I guess
for $1,500, it probably would be worth just paying it yourself.
Yeah,
but if it was $5,000 at that point, you do want to probably go through your home insurance.
Spreading the Nerd isn't educational. There's your insurance lesson, everybody.
That's right.
That is way less than I actually would have thought.
That's not. Yeah.
I was hoping for like $800-900. That's what I told my wife. I'm like $800-900. I'll be happy. It's just like
we had
expensive.
I think it was last summer. We had I think it was 6 trees trimmed, and it came to more than what you paid. So,
Oh wow! Did they get the bucket truck out though? Because they didn't even have a bucket truck.
No, they couldn't even use a bucket truck.
Oh, they didn't have a truck or anything either for you.
No.
Oh, so that's good then. Probably that's probably why it was a little bit cheaper. Not bad, not bad. Yeah. So you should have done it yourself though, and just made TikTok of it and got a lot of hits when you destroyed the neighbor's house.
Yeah, exactly. But then I have video evidence, and insurance wouldn't cover me anymore. So
that's true.
So hopefully I got enough clicks to pay for it. So
Did you play anything this week besides tree farmer simulator or anything?
Marathon. It's been basically Marathon, and then a little bit of Crimson Desert today.
Nice. Yeah, if that's all you've played, I've deep amount, but not really, because my daughter was here this week. So usually when she's here, or she was here Monday through Thursday, and usually when she's here at night, we catch up on shows that we watch together and stuff. So we finished the first season of The Pit, which was phenomenal. So watch that.
As a person from Pittsburgh, I have not watched that.
It was funny when they were talking about Pittsburgh and stuff, and they kept mentioning
that's why it's named. That's why it's named
is
that.
Like, is like they mentioned like sports times, and like it becomes a shithole when people have sports and stuff. And I kept
they work for UPMC, don't they? Or is it a fake hospital?
I think it's what you were saying. I think
UPMC, that's University of Pitt Medical Center.
Yes, because they do like training and stuff, but fantastic show. So that was good. At work, I finished Planet of Lana, the first one, which usually isn't a game for me at all, but it took me like 3 hours. I can't complain. It was like $2.99. Good artistry to it. Some really good original song in there. I'll Die for the Little Cat, Mui, I think his name is MUI. Looking forward to the second one. I'll probably wait for like a deep sale again, but great game for a little on the run. But I think the one that really got me excited this week was Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug Hunt. I love Starship Troopers. I always say one of my earliest memories is my mom went downtown, rented the VHS of Starship Troopers and Event Horizon, brought them back with a bunch of snacks, and I just watched those two movies over and over while eating a bunch of junk food, and it was like one of the best days of my life. Been a Starship Troopers fan ever since then. It's kind of like
did you like the show, that Roughneck show or whatever it was called?
Oh yeah, the animated one.
Yeah, it was all right, and the other Starship Trooper movies were okay, but they just didn't capture the magic of the first one. But Casper Van Dien is back in this one as they do like video footage, like the old Command and Conquer series type of thing, and they are straight B movie, and they embrace it like the original Starship Troopers, and it's a boomer shooter. A lot of fun, just a lot of fun. Nothing deep, but it's fun. The raid came out in World of Warcraft, so did that. That was kind of cool. Nothing really much to talk about. It's a new raid in World of Warcraft. Some Marathon as well. No Arc Raiders this week again, so that's like 2 weeks not playing Arc Raiders. I can feel
dead game.
I feel the DTs coming. But Marathon, I don't know. It's just that thing out. It's just one more game, and I love the
map next week on Arc Raiders. I'm pretty sure
it is. Yeah, and a whole new event. So I'll probably jump to that. I haven't played did the new map in Marathon come out today?
Yes.
Yeah, and I haven't played that, of course, but sometime this
Are you level 25?
I just hit 25, actually.
Okay, so you can get into it. You gotta have 25, and I had heard like 5,000 for your gear score or gear value, whatever.
I assume at level 25 you'll probably get smoked though, right?
Gotcha. I mean, probably.
Yeah.
What else have I played? I think that was pretty much it. Off the top of my head, some more Monster Hunter Stories 3 stories. Not much to say there, other than it's great. It gets deeper and deeper every time I play it, combat mechanic wise and stuff. So another good one there. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing. Looking forward to Project Hail Mary this weekend, and that's
I'm interested in that movie. The movie looks good.
Yep. I finished the book last week, so it's like I'm right in line for it. So I'll remember the book, and so I'm pretty excited for that one. And I saw the Dune 3 trailer. I have no words. My excitement for Dune 3 is just over the moon. So I want that. And we got the Spider-Man 3 trailer too. Not Spider-Man 3, just the Spider-Man.
Actually, it's Spider-Man 4, isn't it?
I think so. It is 4 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got the Spider-Man trailer. That looked really good too. So
I have input on this.
go right ahead.
So did I say this to you? I don't remember. I think I did. I can say it to you, both you guys. It is 50%. It looks like, to be clear, looks like 50% the exact Spider-Man movie I've been waiting for my entire life, and 50% of what I was afraid it would be. So, first of all, I love Scorpion. Yeah, he like outside of Mysterio, who we already got, he might be my favorite Spider-Man villain. And actually, I really like Michael Mando as Matt Gargan. I think that was a really good cast. So I figured they would do something with him eventually. I didn't realize it was happening now. So that's got me all excited. I'm excited that he's got like the non-stupid Stark suit with all the tech in it and shit like that. Like that, it's pure Spider-Man. Like I'm like, yes, that is what I want. However, then I'm watching, I'm like, okay, so you're finding a way to retell the damn story of Spider-Man 2 now. With with him like not having control of his powers and all shit. Right. And then they did what I knew they were gonna do, despite the whole reboot of Spider-Man. And this is where I'm kind of disappointed in what I've seen. I'm gonna see the movie, to be very clear. I'm gonna see the movie because I love Spider-Man. They had to do the old Marvel. Hey, you remember this guy? There he is. Look, there's Punisher. Look, there's Banner. First of all, why does Banner look like Banner again? I thought the whole point was he and Hulk came to their stupid little agreement, which was, well, not to get into Endgame, but that was the single dumbest decision of all time, to have Hulk and Banner be the same thing. That was
they can't afford to
freaking stupid.
Be him as Hulk. That's honestly,
I guess not. Well, it's also because Endgame was very poorly written. There's that too. But I digress. So all of a sudden now he's back to looking like stupid ass Banner again. And the reality is, why is Banner even in this? Like, that's just not necessary. Why does everything have to be the fucking MCU? Why? Why can't it just be separate and be its own thing? And then when you want Spider-Man in the MCU, then you have it. Again, I'm going to see it, but that is such a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want this bullshit that they did for 10 years anymore. It's time for it to be freaking over.
I like Punisher in it.
You gotta watch.
I'm sorry. I always enjoyed the cartoon episodes that had Spider-Man and Punisher playing off from each other. I thought that was fun. And the fact that you got the hand,
it's more me
maybe
saying,
Daredevil.
Like, it's more me saying like enough of the they did that in the last movie too. But Murdoch was in the last movie. What was it called? No Way Home or whatever. I'm so tired of the constant Marvel. Hey, you remember this guy? Look, here he is. You remember that guy? Like, it's just like, if there's a reason to have the character in it, okay, and there might be here. I'm not saying there's not. There isn't going to be, but they always just do all this fan service bullshit, and it's like, come on, just have the fucking thing be its own thing for Christ's sake.
That's what they have with Mobius, and Venom and stuff like that.
Well, those aren't in the MCU. I guess technically they kind of are referenced. Oh, not Morbius, but Venom is referenced in at the end of Far From Home. Or I'm sorry, No Way Home. But
Morbid time.
Yes, that's my input on that. But nevertheless, I'm hopeful. I do like Tom Holland as Peter Parker. I think he's very good.
Can we also just say like what a year Zendaya is going to have this year? She's going to be in the Odyssey, Spider-Man, Dune 3.
She's in the Odyssey.
Yep.
I actually didn't know that.
Yep, the Odyssey, Spider-Man, Dune 3, Euphoria season 3, and a Robert Pattinson movie.
She'll be in the 3 largest grossing films of the year. Then, I'm sorry. Doomsday will probably
Doomsday,
yeah. So actually, she might be in that too. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? She might be like a quick little thing in there. Yeah. So she is on fire this year, like ridiculous. But so let's go into Crimson Desert. I haven't played it myself. But I know you two have, so I'll let you guys take it. But some quick stats on it. I think at this time it's still a 77 on Metacritic. Sold 2 million copies. On Steam yesterday, it got up to about like 250,000 players. So I mean, even with mediocre reviews, some going high, some going low, it seems to be selling well. I will say today, like doom scrolling stuff, one video of Crimson Desert would be like, oh, this is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted. This is great. And then the next video was, this is complete and utter shit. This is one of those decisive games that I see so far that you just either you really like it or you're just
or you
like
really
it.
don't. Yeah,
it seems very divisive. So what are your two gentlemen's take on it?
You want me to go first, Nick, or you want to go first?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. So I did get it yesterday because I got it on Steam, so the Xbox version wasn't busted. And actually, before I go into it, I do want to give a humorous little anecdote that you guys know. I told you about this. So as soon as I started it, Silkenit sent me a message on Discord, and he just said, not going to lie, reading about this game all day really has me wanting to try it. But I don't know what to do because again he's left today to go on this trip and he's going to be gone for 2 weeks. I think is what he said.
I think so.
Yeah. And I offered. I was like, "What do you want me to stream on the Discord?" You can see I was like, "I'm still in pretty much the very beginning." He's like, "No. I know how it looks." He's like, "I just want to know how it feels." He's like, "But I don't know. Maybe I'll hold off." So I'm playing it, and 15 minutes later, I get the little Steam pop up that says Silken has started Crimson Desert, and I just went over to him and I just said, "Well, that didn't last very long," and he was just like, by now I have no self control when it comes to games, but we both got a pretty good laugh out of that. Yeah, so I will say I don't think this game starts on its best note at all. I actually think the prologue, even though it's short, it's not very long. I thought the prologue was actually kind of ass. And then what's funny, this is just a little tangent, I guess. As good looking as the game is, and it is good looking, there's no denying that, right? The beginning of the game, I was like, man, this does not look as good as everyone's making it out to be. Did you notice that too? The prologue looked bad, and then that first, like when he dies, which that's not really a spoiler because they made that looked terrible in there. I was like, man, where is all this good looking?
I checked my settings, and I'm like, I'm an
so
ultra by default, and I'm like,
when you're walking past the water that's falling, it looks like something from PS2.
I have seen a video.
However, as soon as you get out of there, that's when it looks stunning.
Okay,
it's really weird. I don't know why it's like that, but that opening area looks terrible. Yeah. So I guess okay. I put in probably give or take about 2.5 hours. So
Steam said 3.5.
Well, but some of that might have been sitting idle. I'm talking about how much I was actually playing it.
Fair enough.
So by all means, I want to emphasize very much, this is in no way, shape, or form an exhaustive opinion because I am nowhere near being able to give an opinion on this game. I'm simply giving an opinion of what I have so far played. Because it is quite gargantuan. So I do like what I've played. I like it a good bit. And I think perhaps part of this does come down to the fact that I did, for once in my entire life, manage to keep my hype under control. I was so skeptical about, like, you know me, Clint, dude. I get into the hype like I'll do tomorrow, and I'm always disappointed. Even though if it's something I love, I'm usually disappointed. This time I was so skeptical about it that I actually did remain, like, I was never pessimistic. Yes, I was. Who am I talking about? I most certainly was. but it was because I was like, man, I want it to be what they're promising, and I just don't think it's going to be. And now, I mean, I haven't played enough to say whether it is or isn't, to be clear, but I do like what I've played. It's very different. It's not, if you're going to this expecting like The Witcher 3, then probably look somewhere else because it's not that. And they have been fairly open about that, to be clear. Like I think they've even said it's not actually an RPG, even though everyone was referring to it as such. It is not an RPG. It's structured much more of like Breath of the Wild, except like that's even how you level up, the same idea, right? Instead of going into the whatever they were called, the shrines. Instead of going into shrines, you do these puzzles or whatever, or you find the little orb thingies out in the world or whatever, and that's how you increase your various skills and stats and all that stuff, as well as I'm sure many other things. But that's so far what I've seen. It cannot be stressed enough how good looking the game is. For one, have you seen any rain yet, Nick, or have you had that happen? I did. I saw a rainstorm. And now I had seen Digital Foundry's thing a week or two ago, whatever it was. And I remember thinking like, man, that rain does look pretty good, but people are making kind of a bigger deal out of this than it is. What's impressive about the rain is not the rain itself. It is actually what the rain does to the world, and particularly after it stops raining. Because I've never seen a game that actually does it like this, at least unless it's been scripted, like The Last of Us, for example. So when it rains, it does make everything look muddy and wet and gross and dreary and miserable, right? And it does make, it starts to make your clothes dirty and muddy and stuff like that. And now, also to be clear, this is this PC version. I don't know if the console version does this. I probably does, but I don't know. But what's really impressive is when it stops raining, it doesn't just stay damp looking for a minute and then dry up. It actually goes through a very long cycle of like, it looks like it just rained. The ground the ground still has puddles that are interactive too. They're not just like static puddles. They'll actually splash when you walk through them, and they reflect and all that stuff. And as time goes by, it'll slowly dry out. But it actually does look like a rainstorm just went through, and the world is slowly drying out from it, which is a really impressive effect. It'll get foggy, all that kind of stuff, right? But I know I'm getting a little scatterbrained here. I'm just trying to cover the general gist of what I've done. The combat I'm not so sure about, but it is still very early. I obviously don't have much in the way of abilities yet. Something that people may not know is it's kind of weird how it works. Like the regular enemies don't seem to put up much of a fight at all. In fact, they seem like they die pretty quickly and don't really do much damage to you, even when they do attack. However, I know that's a different case with the bosses. The bosses are brutal, evidently. And I mean, I've not gotten into a ton of fight, but I don't know what that means, but okay. It's also, I'm not sure I like the way it controls combat wise. Like, it uses the R1 and R2 for attacking, and okay. Sorry, hold on. Get that fucking idiot out of here. It would have almost been better, I think, if it used the face buttons for attacking, square and triangle or however you want to do it.
Right.
But that's just a personal thing, I guess. The map is really massive until you get up into the whatever we call it, the abyss or whatever it's called, and actually look down and see how big the world is. You probably don't quite realize it, because when I was up there, I looked down and saw the city that you start in, whatever, I forget what it's called, and it was like this tiny little circle in this gigantic map, and that's when I realized I'm like this was only looking in one direction, whereas there was directions all over the place, right? And I was like, man, this is a gargantuan map. They aren't kidding. So. Yeah, what do you think, Nick? What's your thoughts?
So I'm right there with you. Intro was very much. I had to check my settings. I was like, okay, I'm on Ultra, and then I was like, there's a level beyond Ultra with cinematic. So I kicked it up to there, and I'm like, man, this still doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't look really great. I don't know. It was cool. The combat's all right. It's very cinematic. There's a lot of contextualized, really cool glory kills that happen that kind of get you all pumped and stuff like that. I gotta say, when you transition into it's just very abrupt. You get your spoiler alert very early on, slit your throat. You think you're dead. Now all of a sudden you're in the Animus, and it's trying to teach you how to parkour, and here's all your movement abilities, which is, it's not just you run and jump. You also have a button you can hold, which is actually kind of nice. I will say that for a very more precision type jump, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, just the controls are so deep, and then when I woke up and talked to the guy, I actually switched to the Ally X, and I started playing the rest of it from there.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly didn't notice a difference between the opening area, how it looked on my PC, and almost how it looked on the Ally X all the way through. So I didn't actually see where it got better on my PC. So I'll be interested to jump in and try that. But
just to clarify, are you saying it looked bad on the Ally, or more that you couldn't tell on the Ally since it was such a smaller screen?
Wasn't as bad as I would have thought.
Okay.
The worst part was, by default, for whatever reason, was Steam. which backstory here, I actually bought it on Xbox. So I was going like, oh, I want to support the Play Anywhere because it's a great initiative.
Right.
You know, I want to support it where I can, and I had some Xbox credit, and I spent like most of my last night that I could have played it troubleshooting and had to get a refund, so I bought it on Steam.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know. Well, and then I jump on the Ally X, and instead of like detecting its settings, it had it left on cinematic, so I was getting like 2 frames a second. And so I tried to navigate the menus to change it to like they say to do like
10
FSR.
seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So I set it to like the 900p, and I set everything down to medium, turn ray tracing off, and the FreeSync, and then it played really good. You probably get like 30, 45 frames a second, which is not bad on a game like that.
That's pretty good for what I've seen graphic wise in the game to run on a handheld. So
it's kind of, I don't know.
I would have
great. It's not sharp. It's not like super sharp on the edges. They're a little bit blurry, but I would say it's very easily playable that way.
I would think the removal of ray tracing probably pretty greatly affects the visual design of it, though. That game pretty much is designed with ray tracing in mind, particularly the game.
The game very much, you can definitely see. I mean, I remember reading a story that this game started off as like an expansion for their MMO, and you can tell
it was like a prequel or something, yeah.
And they threw so much crap at it. They said, "Well, they can't make this an MMO. It's got to be single player," and it really is like that in its structure, and it's also somewhere between that and almost like the old school, I would say, AA RPGs. You know, I'm thinking like, remember that old Hobbit RPG style? It wasn't quite RPG, it was most action RPG back in PC, probably early 2000s. It just got a lot of, there's some jank to it. Not intentional. They're kind of swinging for the fences. They're really going for it. And it's good though. It's still really fun, even with some of the hang-ups. We'll see. I've only done a couple of the like little basic quests, which is really weird too. I don't understand why I'm doing anything. There's no contextualized reason for why all of a sudden it's telling me to go do this. It's like they made a game and they made all these systems and they said, "Oh shoot, we need a story.
We've read the story, yeah.
Let's throw this in and give you some type of reason." There's all these names and I don't know, man. It's cool though. I will say I like it. I'm definitely excited to jump in for more. It's gonna be a world that you can really just get lost in and spend a lot of time in. So I'm down for it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was hoping to get a little bit of time into it when I got home from work today, but we went out to dinner, so I didn't actually have time. By the time I got back, we were doing the show, so I didn't really have time to do anything. I will say also, by the way, this is a minor thing. One of the reasons I wanted to jump in, as of yesterday, and this was a common issue apparently, I had bought the deluxe edition. I guess none of the pre-order or deluxe edition content was showing up, and I noticed that. I'm like, where the heck is it? It's supposed to be in that like first chest that it shows you, but there was like nothing in there for me. I guess they knew about it, and I wanted to see if they fixed it today or not, but I didn't have a chance to log in to see.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll get it at some point. I just have too much going on right now to play. It does. I do think I'll enjoy it because I like the setting, and it feels like I'm almost glad that there's not a huge, deep story to it, because I feel like this is a game I can just go in, do a couple things, run around, feel like I did something, and just.
This is a vibe out game. This is I am just playing it for the vibes. I'm here to just kind of hang out and do my thing, and that if you play it like that, like that's it's here for you.
Yeah. And the only other bad thing I've heard too about, I will say the inventory I heard was bad, but apparently they patched it a little bit, so you have more inventory space now.
I don't know what it was before, but as of now, and it was increased one time by, I don't remember, it was some quest I did. I don't remember what it was. I have something like 62 spots or something, or whatever I don't know if it goes by mass or if it goes by spots. But 62 is the max I can.
Plus, you have your chest, and then I know that you could buy pouches that
I don't think you can put things in the chest. I think you only take them out. I was reading about that today.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what was making people mad, was because there's no chest to actually just keep things.
Right. The chest is only there for, because it tells you, like, if you had spoils of war that you didn't pick up, it puts them in there. I think it's only a withdrawal, not a deposit.
Yeah,
and it's funny, they give you a bank to invest your money, but you can't invest your inventory.
Right.
Yeah, and what I've seen online is kind of, I think, what Nis is saying here. You need to go around the world to get more inventory. I did see people say that they had like 200
Pouches.
inventory, 260 inventory. I saw, so it does look like they upped it in general, but yeah. So I think that'll be better. I just, as much as I know, as I am a collector and a hoarder of games and open world things, I want a treasure chest so I can dump everything in it.
It is kind of weird, especially since, like, you know, I mean, I haven't got to it yet, but a major part of it is building rebuilding your gray main, like, village or whatever. And you know, a large part of that involves building like I think you can start like a merchant thing and stuff like that. So it does seem weird that there's no way to store items or material or whatever.
Also, just with the obtuse controls, like you're trying to jump, and all of a sudden, I got some candles. I don't know why. Didn't mean to. There's just candles laying around. And I picked them up. It's just like, you know, you're playing, and you know, sometimes it happens in Witcher or Skyrim or whatever.
It is really weird that the jump button is the like interact and pick up button.
Yes.
So like why is it not the circle button or B button, whatever, you know, which you're not using at not E, which you're not using when you're out there wandering around. Like it's kind of weird. It's a weird mapping.
So with the jumping, I know there is a dedicated jump button, correct?
Yes, it is square or X, you know, depending which controller.
From what I've seen people on, you know, socials real quickly, is that they're pointing with that blue mark, whatever that is, and they're, instead of using the jump button, they're actually using that like blue beam to interact.
That's what he was talking about earlier when he said the
you hold which is weird because it's your left bumper on an Xbox controller, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the same button that you have to hold that down to point at somebody to talk to them. Mm-hmm. You use that button to hold down to block, or you press it for a parry,
or hold up your lantern on all kinds of interactive things.
Yep, to point it. Or depending upon the area, if you hold it down, it brings up like kind of the precision jump spot.
Mm-hmm. Where to go. Okay. All right.
When you're out of combat and not directly interacting with like an NPC, it kind of is like your interact with the world button. You press and hold it. Like if you're holding the pickaxe, for example, and you're at an ore mining thing, a rock, whatever kind of rock it would be. If it turns blue, that's when you can start picking off. You know, if you have the axe out when you're at a tree, it'll indicate when you can start chopping the tree. And like Nick said, when you're not doing those, when you're looking at the ground, is where it shows you where your precision jump will go. That way you can jump onto because it does make you do it right off the bat. You have to jump on this very narrow, like pillar.
They cram a lot into these controls.
Every button does about 40 things.
It seems like maybe this will be one of the first games where I actually use the paddles on the back of my Pro controller or whatever to actually maybe put things elsewhere to maybe make it easier. I don't know.
I wonder if on PC if you can mod that, or not mod it, like set that to a completely different command. I don't, because on Xbox you can only set it to, be one of the existing buttons. I don't know how that would work on PC.
Yeah. But like I said, I'll definitely check it out. I'll probably wait for a sale or just a few more patches. Like there's just so many games out right now. Like I'm definitely interested in this one, but I need to learn to not buy everything right at once, and I need to finish some things.
Lies.
I'll figure out something to buy next week, I'm sure, and then Pragmata's out pretty soon-ish. So yeah, I think I'll wait for a few patches, and I think it's 17th. So yeah, about a month. You're right. So yeah, glad you guys are. Seems like you guys are somewhat enjoying it, and I'm sure as you play it more, it does seem like a game. The longer you play it, people are getting more enjoyment out of it.
Well, that's why I want to emphasize, like this is only my opinion of the first 2 hours, because I don't even know if it's scratching the surface. This is this is a drop of water in the ocean in terms of what this game is right now.
And I guess I did see a lot of like the waterfall imagery online and people complaining about it. So I'm glad you guys brought that up, because I was like, I've seen videos of the water when they show
water. It looks fantastic. It's the
one spot.
The waterfall in the Animus one. That's what you're talking about, right?
That's what I'm talking about. It looks okay. in the world when you're like seeing a stream because it kind of hides it a little better. The one in like the Animus area, it looks terrible. It looks like something from the PS2.
Yeah.
And like, can we just talk about how
stuff.
like you go from drowning to now you're in the Animus, and all of a sudden the Animus goes to black, and the guy says, "Hey, wake up, pay attention."
Yeah.
You're like, "I'm back in the real world." And like, wait, why?
It's
where did I
very
go?
weird how
Why
it
did I
opens.
come
It is-
back? Like,
it
what
is really
happened?
weird.
This is
I will say
flashback,
that
happened real
the
time.
ogre guys look kind of cool in this. They are quite large.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Or trolls or whatever they're supposed to be.
NPC variety is very
Yeah.
interesting.
That's good. Let's see. We wanted to talk about a little bit of Starfield before we get into some stuff, because Starfield had their little direct, so to speak. So I was pretty excited for that, as Rick was as well, I know. So yeah, I think it was like half hour long or so, I think.
It's about right, about 35 minutes, I think.
Yeah. So probably the centerpiece of the update was the free lanes new update, which is a new system that allows players to manually travel between planets within a star system instead of relying entirely on fast travel. Using a new cruise-style flight mode, players can now move freely through space with the chance to encounter random events like derelict ships, hostile encounters, and other discoveries. That sounds, when I was seeing it, and it just sounds fantastic. Like I liked having like a space pirate build, so I think this is going to be very, very good. I'm excited for what they showed, and then they also showed a little bit of Terran Armada, which is what I just had it up here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, well, maybe don't go then. That's fine. Basically, what was it? Just like a bunch of robots have now started up. Like,
no, it's a splinter faction that when the when the was it the Colony War, is that what it was called in Starfield lore? Whenever that was going on, they disagreed with both the Free Star Collective and the United Colonies. And they kind of split. Honestly, the best way to describe it, if you think of the Expanse, they're the final group that splintered off of Mars. That's kind of what they are. Like the final like bad guys. I forget what they called themselves. Like that's kind of what they are. I just don't think they have a lot of people, which is why they have the robotic soldiers.
Yeah. And then they also are adding more things so that you can upgrade your weapons to even a higher class now, more collectibles. The stash now, if you have it at different outposts, it's all shared, which is fantastic. So you don't have to go to which I don't know how that wasn't there in the first place, but it's there now.
It is something you have to build. It's not just you put any stash there and it works. You have to build this specific one, and you have to build it at every outpost,
which is fine. At least that option's there, so you're not going back and forth. It seems like a lot more updating on building your ships and adding things to it, a lot more collectibles. And there was that the diorama of the like action figures and stuff for the collectibles.
I can have my house in real life in the game. Yeah,
it was kind of like the Pit Boys and different
Fallout,
different items and Fallout and stuff like that, and it kind of looked like that, but with like action figures and stuff. It had music and everything. It almost looked like straight out of like a 60s sci-fi type of thing. So
I also liked how it had that you can collect in-box versions and ones to put in the playset. That was funny.
Yep, that was really good. And also announced that it will be coming up for the PlayStation. I think the regular edition is $49, and I think the deluxe edition is 69, right?
No. Actually, that's what they said. It's actually 65, I think. It's the same price as it's $25 more.
Gotcha. And I think that was April 7th, right? I believe for
10th, I thought.
April 7th.
No, sorry, the 10th is a Friday. Yeah, it would not be the 10th.
Yeah, both Free Lanes and Terran Armada launch on April 7th for PC, Xbox Series X. But they also added more to the bounty. I can't remember the name of the bounty thing, but that got added the day of. So there's more bounty stuff to do. Overall, I've pushed Starfield off because every time I go to play it, there's a new patch coming out, or I keep hearing about 2.0, and I'm like, okay, I'll just wait a little bit longer to play it. And now that this is out, I'm like, okay, I am finally going to play this now. I did play it when it first came out, enjoyed it, but I only played probably like 10 hours, and I was like, okay, let's wait for a few patches. And then, other games came along. And so now here we are. So now I finally, I did have it on Game Pass, but I just bought it on Steam just so I can have it there. So I know, Rick, you're excited for it, but Nick, what are your thoughts on this? Are you a Starfield man, or?
I played it on Game Pass. I think I probably put like 5 or 6 hours into it. I enjoyed what I was playing. I don't know. I didn't ever really advance any of the factions. I think I got stuck on. I ended up on a planet, and then it was constantly trying to steal the ships when I saw them randomly landing, and then I don't know, dying and then reloading, and yeah, it was one of those things that. And then I don't know, I had some issues with it a little bit. I mean, it wasn't bad, but you kept hearing there's patches coming along, there's new DLC coming, and every time like new stuff would come along, like I think it's the same thing as you. Something new would come along and be like, oh, maybe I should jump in, but it's at this point, where's the rush? You've got it sitting right there, and there's just so much going on right now. I do want to hit it, especially when I saw like the Genesis mod stuff for.
Yeah, I know. I am
on PC. I'm like,
that was like half the reason I got it on Steam too, is because when you have it on Game Pass, I don't think you can mod it with that stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna get it with Steam.
Yep. So I got it on Steam too, and I still haven't even gotten to that. I mean, here I am picking up Crimson Desert with like $300, before I jump into Starfield.
It'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be all right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But I will at some point. Just it's on the backlog.
Nice. So Rick, what are your thoughts on the whole Starfield Direct that was happening?
Yeah, no, I mean this is. I mean, to be fair, we knew what Farley, what the hell's it called? What's the update called?
Free lanes.
Yeah, we knew the main point of it. Now we didn't know obviously all the little stuff that was being put into it, but leaks had come out what it was, and this gets it very, very close to exactly what I've always liked Starfield. I've always been a Starfield defender. My biggest criticism was always that it didn't really feel like you were flying through space. It doesn't have to be. It does not have to be No Man's Sky. I don't need a transitional.
That's a good game.
But I'm not the biggest fan, but it is a good game. I agree. I don't need to be able to transition from Earth to space seamlessly, and then space to intergalactic or whatever. But I did want to be able to fly around in the system, so this fixes it. The only thing I do hope they add in the future, might be tough to do, but we'll see. I would like to be able to fly the ship rather in orbit, or not orbit. I'm sorry, in atmosphere. That doesn't mean it has to be a smooth transition. It could be a loading screen. I don't care. But I would like to fly the ship around a planet to kind of get to like the other side if I want to. But if they don't do that, it's not a big deal. This does do exactly what I was hoping it would, because it kind of it gives you more of that feeling of being like a pilot in a spaceship, right? And that's what I always wanted out of Starfield. Because I already liked the mechanics. I actually already thought that it played as a decent enough like space flight sim. It actually was surprisingly competent in terms of the ground combat, which was pretty remarkable considering Bethesda's usually horrible at that. But it actually was pretty good, I thought. I actually thought the shooting felt okay. So I am excited. I am definitely looking forward to diving back into it. I do actually have the bounty, whatever, which was. I'm glad they added more to that, because they should have kind of been embarrassed for charging $7 for what it originally was. It does seem like now it's at least got enough meat on it that it's worth the $7 or whatever it was. I think it was $6.99. Because they added 5 new bounties, I believe is what it was. Plus, everyone had one for free, and then you paid for the one additional one. But now it's 6 additional ones. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to getting back into it in what would we say, about 2.5 weeks now. Yep. I will definitely be checking it out, because I have always been a Starfield fan. I have a few of the creations that I use. One specific one that I like, and it's not for everybody, but it gave me what I want. I have one that makes. Remember how weird the like oxygen meter in it is, where it's basically your stamina meter. Right. The one that I got actually changes to it being an actual oxygen meter. So you have to like be smart when you're on planet because it's constantly depleting.
Nice.
And I don't know if this is in the game by default, but there's also like actual oxygen tanks that you can use. But I like it because it makes you think about exploring, right? You like, and then when you're in the little dune buggy thingy, whatever it was called, the Rev 8 or whatever, it still decreases but slower. So it was actually a pretty well designed thing. I have a couple other ones that I have, particularly the made by like Kingman something or other. They're like the ones that most people consider better than the stuff Bethesda's released. Those ones are typically very good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back into it. I've restarted it so many times. I don't think I'm going to restart it again. I think I'm just going to continue with what I've already got.
Kind of know enough where you are that you
right. But I will say, actually, I think that the Terran Armada actually looks like a really cool expansion. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I actually really like how they went with, since it was like the splinter group of Earth inhabitants originally, they went with more grounded looking weaponry, which I like. You know, it looks more like your typical like rifle or whatever, since they had a whole different trajectory for their technology. I like that.
Yeah,
that'll actually that'll be cool to use. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to jumping back in.
Same. And I think they said they add, of course, more POIs and stuff like that. But I think they mentioned a new land vehicle too, right?
Yes.
But I didn't see much on that. But yeah, either way, looks good. I'm excited. Yeah, I do like the game. But like I said, it just constant things were coming up, and I was like, I'll wait for a patch. But same thing with Cyberpunk. I haven't finished Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk, but there's always there's a new patch or just around the corner, and I was just like, oh, I'll wait for that. So, but that
was also what didn't help Starfield, is it came out 2 weeks before Cyberpunk 2.0. And Cyberpunk 2.0 blew everybody out of the water when it released. So.
Yeah. Quick thing in chat here. We got some people in here, so thanks to everybody joining. Baldwin, Nissa, Castle, Fable Root, I should say. Has anybody played the new Star Trek game? I haven't. I do want to, but it's one of those things that I'm going to wait for a sale. I've heard it's decent if you're a fan of the. I think it's Voyager. I think it's set on. So I'll get to it at some point. Just too many games right now.
I'm not a Trekkie at all, so I don't know anything about
too many games. But I have been getting big back into Star Trek. It's weird. I stay away from Star Trek for a while, and then I come back into it and I watch a bunch of it. So I'm in my Trekkie era now. So and I know Castle watches it, so we've been talking about a lot that. So now I guess on to the main course, I guess. We'll start with PSSR 2.0 update, or better known as PSSR, came out, and let's see what Sony has to say. Today's PS5 system software update introduces broad support for the upgraded version of the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, PSSR, delivering enhanced image stability, improved clarity and fine details, and more consistent performance across supported titles. PSSR is an AI library that analyzes each frame pixel by pixel as it upscales games visually. With this latest evolution, image construction is more precise, motion stability is improved, and developers have greater flexibility to balance performance and fidelity on the PS5 Pro. Several partners are already integrating the upgraded PSSR into their titles and have shared their impressions and results online. Some of those games, or the only games that are having it right now, are Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill F, Dragon Age, Veilguard, Control, Alan Wake 2, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Neo 3, Rise of Ronin, Monster Hunter Wilds, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Crimson Desert, which I'm sure there will be plenty to follow. But I've seen a few videos of this, and one of the best things that I've seen probably is Silent Hill F, where it shows that, hey, grass actually looks like grass, and foliage isn't.
It doesn't look like it's having
like a tin, like it's like it's wrapped in aluminum foil at times. Sadly, like I said, I've been busy, so I haven't been able to play anything with the new 2.0. But from what I've heard, a lot of people are happy with it. So have either of you gentlemen played with it at all, or Nick, do you
don't have a Pro, do you? Yeah,
No, I don't.
Ah, Jesus, get him off
So,
this.
so I guess I'll chime in on this then. I haven't.
Great. It's just adding value to the Pro console, you know. It's
There
making
you
it
go.
a
There you
better
go.
value proposition. So that's nothing wrong with that.
So I haven't actually used my PS5 a ton this week, but when I was able to finally brute force the update for this, I actually did load up Silent Hill F because since my save was having just finished it, I knew that.
Just real quick, my lights are flickering, so if and we're having a snowstorm, so if I leave, you know why.
Okay.
Let's see if we can
Fair
do
enough.
2 for 2 for people leaving because of electricity. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So I did start it up because I knew, continuing my save would start at the very beginning where there is a lot of the grass blades. And right off the bat, I'm like, yep, that definitely looks significantly better. It already doesn't, give me an epileptic seizure because it's flickering like crazy.
So bad.
And actually, I will say, and maybe this is my brain playing tricks on me, but I swear it did look a little crisper, and it probably did actually. Like that's probably
Yeah,
true.
I've heard several people say that.
It evidently does do a better job of resolving the image. Like I've seen comparison screenshots of Rebirth running in PSSR 1 versus PSSR 2 mode in the versatility mode, and you got to look close. It's not like it's black and white, but there is no doubt the texture quality is much better on the PSSR 2 version. But this is to put it in very simple terms. This is FSR 3 versus FSR 4, and FSR 4 is infinitely better than 3. It's still not DLSS, but it's certainly better than 3. So yeah, it's good that they've done this. I have not checked out anything that runs on PSSR 1 that does not have a proper update that uses that boost mode, so I cannot compare that to say if it's any better or not. But I probably should do that sometime and see if I notice any difference in some of the older ones.
Right. Yeah, I definitely want to try it out. I'll definitely try it out this weekend with a few games and see how it looks. I do think that them supporting it, and from what I've seen by screenshots and stuff, I think this is incredibly important, especially like right now. This is like the perfect time to release it with news about the GameCube coming out and everything. To show like what Nick said, it just shows the value of the Pro right now, that hey, with like this system can give you these types of graphics for what is it, $750 right now, or is it $800 now?
It's still way cheaper than anything comparable on the.
What did it launch at?
Correct.
Did it launch at 700?
I think it launched at 700.
I think it's 750. The Xbox with the 2 terabyte is what is 800. I think.
So I think them showing this off and the games that I've seen that they've shown look fantastic, and of course it's only going to get better. I'm sure devs going forward are going to be releasing 2.0 for past games and future games, and I think this really gives Sony a leg up with the Xbox coming out or whenever it comes out. I think this gives them time to relax a little bit, so they can focus on the next PlayStation, but don't feel like they have to get it out within the next few years. Mm-hmm. They've been talking about 2029 for them, for the next PlayStation, and I can see that if this still goes well with PSSR for sure. It is pricey, but if you start seeing your games looking worse, you can always trade in your PS5 and pay for maybe half the price for a very good upgrade. Most of these games from what I'm seeing are running 4K at 60 frames, maybe not full ray tracing, but there's some ray tracing in there.
Well, and actually specifically, we mentioned Crimson Desert. Yep. Evidently, the performance mode on the base PS5, which I then will assume also, it would you would think would have to extend to the Series X and especially the S. Apparently on performance mode, it really looks quite terrible and does not run good. Whereas the Pro does actually run it pretty well. It's pretty obvious that game is beyond the capabilities of the standard consoles, so that's kind of why. But that if Sony's smart, that they'll use that and they'll use Grand Theft Auto. Well, maybe not so much for that now that it's not the genre-bending game that everyone was kind of hoping it would be. But you know what I'm saying? Like it really does push the extra horsepower of the Pro makes a big
Well, you
difference.
got to figure if you want to get even a graphics card to even go above and beyond it, you're what, the 70s or 5070? That's $600 right there. So I mean,
Right.
you're not buying
And that's just
RAM,
the card.
motherboard, power supply for
Yep.
the extra $200. So
Mm.
it's a killer deal, honestly.
Yeah.
It's getting better and better every day.
Yeah, for sure. Until they jack the price up of it because of RAM or whatever. But older machines are getting more expensive.
They have been smart though in holding the line as long as they have. I mean,
they absolutely need to.
Eventually, they are probably going to have to break and raise it. But
Yep.
I was like, they need to hold that price as long as they can because that is a huge boot in the face of their competition. If they do that.
Hold it for GTA.
I agree.
Holding it for GTA, and I also think they're holding to see what the GameCube comes out with, and like say, oh, GameCube's coming out for $1,000. They can say, oh well, here's the Pro for $800. It's $50 more, but it's it's $800. It's cheaper, So maybe they raise the price then, maybe because it still looks like a good deal for the console area. Either way, I think it's really good and good on Sony for releasing it right about now. I think the timing couldn't have been better.
We were both hypercritical of it, and then we're like, yeah, we'll get it. And afterwards, we're like, you know what? This probably was a smart move, actually. And I'll be honest, I wish Microsoft would have made a whatever you want to call it, like a half step.
Yeah,
now, if they release it next year, then I understand why they didn't do it. But it would have been nice to have a Series X Plus or whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, now that whenever Helix comes out, they're definitely not going to do anything. But so yeah, pretty everything I've seen about PSSR 2, PSSR 2, very positive, very good for the upscaling. A lot of people happy. And then we move on to the Nvidia's
the least contentious discussion of all time. Yes.
It was at the beginning of the week. They released hey, look at this DLSS5 coming out later this year, and they showed a video. And it has been a while since I've seen the internet explode over gaming wise information news like this in a very, very long time. So I'll just read a little thing here. Earlier this week, NVIDIA unveiled DLSS5, an AI-powered breakthrough in visual upscaling tech that takes a game's color and motion vectors as input for each frame, and then infuses the scene with photoreal lighting and materials. The internet immediately reacted very poorly to its announcement, decrying it as an AI gen slop filter, to which NVIDIA CEO rejected that framing at a live event later in the week, saying everyone is completely wrong and DLSS5 isn't actually post-processing at the frame level. That would suggest a finer degree of nuance and control than the alleged slop filter that is modifying the final 2D image based on broad internet training data. But new details from NVIDIA's own GeForce evangelist marketing specialist Jacob Freeman appear to contradict the CEO's framing of the technology. PC gaming hardware YouTuber, blah, 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 asked Freeman if DLSS5 is effectively taking a single 2D frame as an input to create the output frame. NVIDIA's response was, yes, DLSS5 takes a 2D frame plus motion vectors as an input. And then it goes into more jargon. So people absolutely went apeshit over this, especially with Grace. They did, what DLSS always does, off, on, and it showed the lighting going from it. And I watched the video. I thought most of the stuff looked really gorgeous. I can get behind, like, there was a couple scenes of the still photos, not in motion, that looked, I guess almost a little bit too clean, but that was because it was still. When it was in motion, I thought it looked really good. Especially Starfield.
And that's funny because Starfield is the one that I actually thought looked kind of weird of the three.
So I guess
So it's actually kind of funny that you think that.
Yeah. So and then what else was on there?
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Which Hogwarts Legacy, I can't fathom how anybody could criticize that because it looked the same, just way more detailed. Like it did not change in any way, shape, or form. Did Hogwarts Legacy change the art design of the characters? That said, I do want to interject with something. It's what I mentioned to you guys yesterday morning. So we had our internal discussions about this, to say the least, over the last few days, right?
Yep.
I will say I was a little disappointed to find out what was it. Insider Gaming, Nick? Is that who wrote that article? I think it was. I think it was Tom Warren, wasn't it?
I think so.
That Capcom and it just says Capcom, but I don't know if it was
Ubisoft was the other one. Capcom.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Ubisoft. Although they didn't show any of the Ubisoft stuff, I don't think, did they? I don't remember seeing it.
I think
yes.
Shadows. Shadows. They did.
It was like You're right. Yep. They were all taken by surprise.
Again, I thought looked really good.
So
what do I know?
It's a double-edged sword on this because, so to be clear, it means that this isn't what it's gonna look like.
Right.
So I was under they kind of made it seem like that this was what Capcom had done with this tech and then submitted to them. And obviously not optimized. For those who don't know, it's running on two 5090s right now. Right,
which so no one's
it's not going to work like that, obviously. But I was kind of, when I heard that, I'm like, that really, it doesn't change my perspective much, but it does a little bit. Because I'm like, okay, so what you showed then is effectively a tech demo made by you and not the developer, which doesn't count for anything, in my opinion.
Right.
But that has the other thing of being, when Bethesda, replied to Nvidia's post and said, thanks, we're going to go through and, adjust this to how we feel about it. I remember a specific large content creator had a big old post about, don't believe them. This isn't true, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, clearly it is, because obviously they did not make this. So back to my original point, this does mean that this is not what it's going to look like. So for those of us, like the three of us that were like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool, as well as those who are setting Twitter on fire right now, calm down. It's not going to look like this. And also, everyone kept focusing on the faces. I get it. They were the most obvious thing, right?
Right.
Ignore the faces for a minute. Just ignore the faces. Look at the environment. That looked way better, and I don't think you can even try to deny that. Because number one, it didn't change art design at all. I understand. I want to be clear here. I understand if you don't like how this looks. That's perfectly valid, right? Nobody can tell you what you do and don't like.
Right.
However, people need to get a grip, because people have clearly grasped onto the fact that they said it is generative AI. Of course, it's generative AI. That doesn't mean it's creating an image. So I don't know if they were right or wrong about this. But in the original Digital Foundry thing, because they got to go in and watch, play with things and see it turned on and off, they specifically said, I don't remember what the timestamp is, so I can't say this, but they definitely said this does not add textures into the game. So this kills the whole it's a filter argument. Completely kills the filter argument. If my understanding is this does create real-time dynamic shadowing. So that's not AI filtering. It's using AI to judge where the light sources would be and how that's my take on it. I mean, I don't know about this.
Yeah, and you can really tell that with the environmental one. With the Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you saw the Assassin's Creed Shadows one, right, Nick?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. They're on the tower and they're looking out, and it looks good. And then they turn it on, and it's like you can see into the forest, and it just opens everything out, and it doesn't look like it changed anything, artist wise or anything like that. Before I go into any tangent or whatever, Nick, what are your thoughts on this, Nick? I don't want to cut you short or anything. So,
I
go ahead, make enemies. It's fine.
Personally, I will say I thought it looked pretty cool. I think it's an interesting piece of tech that's out there. I think that we're seeing it very early on, whether it was one person at Capcom that had their hand on it and was actually doing it, and they've never used the tool before, and they're quickly throwing something together, or it was Nvidia on themselves. Clearly not their best look. on some of this stuff. And it's
Sure.
very early days. It's gonna look better. If you don't like it, I have two things to tell you. One, unlike Call of Duty with the Nicki Minaj skins, there's an off switch. You don't have to look at it.
That's the best analogy we could ever get.
Two, I'm going to pull up some stats here for you. According to Steam, back in February, if you were even just to say roughly the fifth, somehow they're able to optimize this, and the 4060 Ti is your starting point that can run it. I'm not saying running it well, but you can actually see it. That's 16.5% of all Steam gamers.
Right.
It's actually a lot higher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
That's a lot higher than I thought that was going to be.
5070 is actually doing some numbers at 9%.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you were to say 5070 Ti or above, and you're the ones that realistically be able to actually use it and see it in motion for more than like 15 frames per second, 3.27%.
Okay. I guessed about 2% between a 5080 and a 5090.
So what does that mean? Most of us are only going to see it on a Digital Foundry YouTube video.
Right.
And then that's even assuming that you have a nice monitor where it's even going to make a difference. So for most of us right now,
and
this is all hypothetical. It's cool. We can't even see it. We're too poor to play. You know,
it is a new tech that is in development. Go back and look at the original version of DLSS.
Right.
It looked awful.
Yeah.
It did not look good. Now most people will argue if it's a well done DLSS implementation, you put it on quality, and sometimes it looks better than a native image, like the native 4K image or whatever. So when this comes out, this may look absolutely horrendous. It may run probably will run horrendous. There's no may. It's probably going to run terribly. But another video card or generation or two, this might really make things look photorealistic, not by changing an artist's design of the face and all that stuff, but by adding shadowing that would be an absolute GPU and CPU hog. Like it might take some strain off of it by being able to calculate these shadows and lighting effects much more effectively than a CPU would do. So,
yeah. I just people and like Nick, I applaud you for bringing out the numbers and the facts. Thank you, sir. But yeah, like Nick said, 95% of us aren't going to be able to use this, and if we do use it, it's going to be not running too well, or it's still not going to look that good because we're not going to be able to ramp it up to quality or even better. It's going to be like balanced or lower settings on when DLSS runs it. And also it's an option. You can turn it off. Even with DLSS5 coming out, it's an option within DLSS5. You can turn it off if you don't like it. If you don't like it, that's fine. But my God, it's like the world imploded on itself with this. And
that specifically is the part that like just bothered me. It's like, guys, it is an option. To this day, I'm sure there's a couple exceptions, but damn near every game made that has ray tracing in it, you can turn ray tracing off.
And I do.
Right.
I totally do, because I'm like, I need the frames.
I think you're crazy. Isn't
gonna, show a huge difference between the two. So
I will admit there are some games where if I turn off the ray tracing and I get like a 30 extra frames and I don't really notice it, okay, then that's fine. But at least the option's there if I need it. And like this is just an option. And it's also just a glimpse of the future of like, hey, this is still early, but this is what it's going to be in, like Rick said, the next couple generations down the line. This is what we're going to look at.
It'll be a normal thing.
Yeah, it'll be more clean. And just people went absolutely mental over it. There are some games coming out that will use it. Assassin's Creed Shadows, Black State. I don't think I've ever heard of that game.
Yeah, you did. It's kind of that weird, like it's almost a Kojima-looking third-person shooter.
Okay, maybe I do.
You know what? I think you've definitely seen it because we talked about it.
I think so. Yeah. Cinder City, Delta Force, Hogwarts Legacy, Naraka, Blade Point, Phantom Blade Zero will be using this. This is a game that I'm looking forward to. Resident Evil Requiem, Sea of Remnants, Starfield, Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, and Where Winds Meet. And of course, more will show up. But I don't know. And like Rick said too, is that Bethesda was talking about it in a post, and they're like, people are like, oh, it's getting rid of, the AI is getting rid of the artists and stuff like that. Bethesda themselves, Capcom themselves said that their division of artists are working on this. It's not like completely wiping them out. It's not taking away their resources, all that. They are given this tool and they're like, hey, make your game look better. And so they're going to use it with a little bit of help. And just like, man, people, as our thumbnail, just white knighting, going ape over this.
How dare they, the artist,
like like I just don't and for like a lot of people it was a hate train, and I think it's just like people just hopped on it and were going with it. And
yeah,
like,
you almost gotta wonder, like, I mean, there are genuinely people that hate this. How many people talking about it do hate it? How many people are just the internet continuing on the
for sure
complaining about it?
Yeah, for sure. But so it's people need to calm down. It's not even out until fall. I'm sure it'll look different by fall, especially once the developers, artist team work on it, and it's not Nvidia's, own thing that they did. But I digress. People need to calm down and just like it's an option. Turn it off if you don't like it. And another thing I'll say too is I see a lot of people like say that developers use DLSS as not just 5 in general, but as a crutch. I do say that some developers do that. They release these games and they're like, hopefully DLSS will get these bumps up. A lot of people don't have these higher DLSS cards and stuff. However, that being said, these same people will complain that if their game is not running at 240 frames per second and with their 240 hertz monitor and stuff, and I don't care what card you have, it could be a 5090, it could be two 5090s. If you don't turn on DLSS, it's not going to run. Like, you need to have DLSS now. It's just the world we live in. If you want these better graphics at higher frames, you have to have it. They just can't fit the amount of memory and raw power onto a graphics card to do that anymore, to run this.
Especially at the 4K resolution. I mean, 4K is an absolute hog.
Oh, it's awful. So it just, I don't know. People need to just calm down. Turn it off if you don't like it.
Yeah, again, I'm not telling you to like it. If you don't like it, that's perfectly fine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But why are you trying to tell everybody else they can't have something that you don't like?
Or that it's ruining the industry.
It's the internet all over again. Yeah, it's like, get out of here.
Yeah.
If anything, it's probably making, assuming they use it correctly, this will probably make the artists' jobs easier. Because they can put more detail of the shadowing without trying to figure out how they have to make it, to make it calculate how it's going to do it and stuff like that.
Right.
And if they don't want to do that, they don't have to. This is not a requirement to run on a card.
Right.
That's why this whole thing has just made my brain hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these games that come out right now, they don't even have DLSS right off the bat. You know what I mean?
Some of them don't. Yeah. And that's fine. But yeah, just people need to, it's an option. Turn it off if you don't like it, and stop bothering people that do enjoy. And it's just not DLSS. It's everything in video game world now. Is like, if I enjoy something and some other person doesn't like it, I get attacked. Like, why do you like that game? It's shit. Especially with Marathon. I play Marathon. Mm-hmm. Plenty of people don't like Marathon. That's fine. It's not a game for you. That's perfectly fine.
Or to be honest with you too, I will say there is a flip side that we're seeing right now with Crimson Desert. If you don't say, if I don't like it, all of a sudden now I'm a hater and now I'm being attacked for it. It's so weird.
The internet got really weird about Crimson Desert real fast.
It's so
wild. They did.
The only way you couldn't possibly like it is if you suck at games. And it's like, I've been in 3 combat encounters, so I'm pretty sure I can't make an opinion based on that if I'm good or not.
I can tell you right now, I cannot I have seen so many reels attacking IGN in general for
Mhm.
Travis's 6.
Yes.
I know.
And they're using other people
Mhm.
at IGN. It's like, it's not even the same person. Like, it's, what are
Well,
you
well,
doing?
did you see I guess you call it a little bit of a thread that Mitch Saltzman made? Like, I thought he broke it. It wasn't about that in particular, but I thought he broke it down pretty well. He basically said,
100%.
whether you think this game is a 10 or a 3 will come entirely down to how much you can deal with bullshit. And he basically broke down what he meant by bullshit. When I read it, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty fucking bad design. Actually, I think Paul shared it in the Discord, if I'm not mistaken. But I had seen it before he shared it.
Yeah.
It was something like, you go to do a boss fight and the boss was tough. So,
And some people would tell you that, that's on you for not doing all the crazy side stuff to get leveled up in your armor, But there's different ways to approach it.
This was coming from people who hadn't even played the game yet and had
Right.
no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah, it's and it does. I will say I've seen, and not a lot, but it seems like developers are now kind of also getting sick and tired of this train of like getting on the hate train and on this stuff. And it was a developer of Overwatch is creating a new Western game, and he just showed it off. It's very early alpha, and you can clearly tell, and people are just instantly like, this game looks shit. This is shit. And he came out and he basically said, he dropped the F-bomb and just like, you haven't played it. You don't know what it even is completely yet. And you're already judging. Like, people need to step fucking back and just chill. If you don't like it, move on. Like, I will never understand people taking time out of their day to try and bring down somebody that is playing something or enjoying something that doesn't affect them in any way possible. It just baffles me.
I don't watch them anymore, but I think it was King David from ILP always said something that's spot on. You can tell the people that play games and the people that sit on Twitter talking about games and stuff.
That's pretty.
And now, I talk about games too, but that's when I'm not home to play them. I'd rather play them. Plus, while I'm obviously, a cranky old man and bitch and moan about everything like that, like, even though I am critical about things, nobody can ever try to tell me that I don't like games. And all I do is bitch about them, but I bitch about them because I like them. Right? I'm trying to be critical. I'm trying to be critical, including of what I like.
You hate the things you like and dislike, though. That's what I mean. You're very critical of everything.
I am trying to take a more, like, if I'm going, when I'm on here, for example, no, I don't take this particularly seriously. It's not like we're making any money off of it or like that. But nevertheless,
thanks, Rick. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Like, if somebody genuinely,
we just hit 100 subscribers. We're very serious.
That's right.
Yeah. Let's say, for example, Ellery was waiting for my opinion on Doctor or whatever, right? Like,
right.
How useful is me giving her opinion if all I do is go, everything about it's perfect? That's worthless. Right. That is worthless. Like, if someone genuinely wants to know what I think about it, I'm going to tell them what I think, positive and negative. And I tend to, I know in my brain, if you will, I probably am far more forgiving of things that I like game wise than I actually should be. So I probably actually overcompensate on that when I'm talking about them by being perhaps overly negative discussing them. However, it's why like when I was talking about Crimson Desert today, I even tried to say, I was like, I want to be clear though, despite kind of my couple criticisms I had, I was like, I really do like what I've played so far. I like it a lot. But like,
you could recognize the jank and say you like it.
Sure. I mean? Sure.
I would. I like this game, and I probably wouldn't give it more than a 7.5.
Yeah, and you can.
I couldn't even really give it a number because I haven't done enough. But another thing is specifically in my personal case, I probably do also somewhat overcompensate on the, I don't say negative side, but more the criticism side a little bit too, because I've lived through what was effectively now 3 major console wars where I saw people that can't be even remotely like realistic like that. And that's a better way to put it. Yeah, not really objective, but like if they like something, it became politics. It became a team game. You can't criticize. If you like PlayStation, you can't possibly criticize PlayStation. All you have to do is badmouth Xbox, and I don't function that way. the more I like, say, PlayStation, the more I'm going to criticize PlayStation to let them know what they need to fix. Right. That is kind of always what my mentality has been. And so I realize that probably does come across sometimes as me just hating everything. But the truth is, I guarantee you I like more than almost anybody you'll ever meet in your life in terms of games. I have always said, and I think Alex agreed with me when I said this, I have never met a person with the diverse like genre gaming taste that I have. I've never met anybody even close. So
I believe it.
That's a good thing, though. But,
yep.
Yeah. So it just I don't know, people just play the games and enjoy it and just have a good time. Like
if you don't like it, you would walk away.
Right. Yeah. I had mentioned. I think I mentioned it to both Nick and Rick in chat or whatever. I was like, man, I really miss the days of like when it was just console wars, and I used to get annoyed by that. And now I'm like, bring me back to those days, please.
Yeah, it was so juvenile compared to what we deal with now,
right? Yeah. And it's like, oh god, like give me back those days, please. You know, nobody was sending death threats like Nissa was saying, or like talking shit about people. Like just, it was as Sega has 16 more colors than the Super Nintendo and stuff. You know, it was arguing over that shit. Which please just bring that back. Mm-hmm.
That was also, I mean, to be fair, back in those days, that probably did actually affect who your friend group was, but like it still was genuinely like pretty good natured fun. You weren't trying to have, if you were like a Sega kid, you weren't trying to get Super Nintendo blasted off the shelves.
No, see, this is the way I operated. I had a system, my buddy had a different system, and someone else had a different one. You know why? Because you got to play everything. Yeah. You may not have had it at your house, but you go over there and now you got it. Boom.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. Other news really quickly. Coco 2 was just announced from Disney Pixar. That's
Hell yeah. Coco is an awesome movie. I love that movie.
Yeah. So Coco 2, well, it's going to be a bit, November 21st, 2029. So thanks,
there's also,
I guess.
I guess they had previously announced this. I just saw this earlier this week. There's an Incredibles 3 coming, which I love. Incredibles 1. I still think it's maybe the best movie Pixar's ever made.
I love
Incredibles 2 stunk. 2 was bad. So I hope this is good again. And then Lilo and Stitch 2, but unfortunately it's going to be a live action sequel. I'd much rather. The live action movie was okay, but the animated one is one of my favorite.
The live action one.
It's okay.
I love Lilo.
The animated one is one of my very favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, it's really good. Nick, what is your favorite Disney animated movie? To round out the show here, let's end on a good, like, cartoony, positive vibe here.
While he's thinking, I will say, while I love Lilo and Stitch, it's not my favorite. My favorite is The Lion King.
Disney one specifically?
No, just any like cartoon from a kid, type of thing, era. Doesn't have to be Disney. It could be Land Before Time if you're, devastated every time you watch that.
And also if you enjoy ones that are still coming out somehow.
Oliver and Company.
I mean, some of the ones coming out, like I just watched Zootopia, man. That was pretty lit.
I need to watch Zootopia too.
I did not see 2, but the first one was really good.
I hear 2 is really good. I did love the first one.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. It's really tough. I like a lot of them.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's like picking. I don't know, man. You put me on the spot. I wasn't even thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Like, you have to pick your favorite child here, Nick. Let's go.
I know on the spot, and it's so much like recency bias, and then someone's gonna mention something like, "Oh, I didn't even think of that."
I always want to say like Lion King, but then I'm like, everybody picks Lion King, so then I'm like,
it's
really like it is. I love Aladdin,
the Lion King
Groove.
I do love the first.
Honestly, one of my favorites.
The first one, the second one blows. I hate the second
first one.
Yep. It's just there's so many good ones, and I do wish Disney would go back. Like I do like the
CG,
the animation they do and stuff now, but I would love for them to go back just every now and then and do a hand drawn one.
Classic. You know what an underappreciated one is, and it actually is kind of both. Bolt, underappreciated movie. That was a good movie.
I kid love Bolt.
Yeah. Yep.
I like Bolt.
Mulan's really good.
You mean the animated one, right?
Yes.
The Raya one was not bad that they did.
I didn't like that one. I did not care for that one. Yeah.
Which was the
Raya and the Sacred Dragon or something like that.
I never saw that. I never saw that one.
That was not bad.
Was it
Castle.
Brave?
Castle. See
Brave
it.
was really good.
Brave is good. Brave is Pixar though. I was trying to stay away from Pixar when I was talking about them.
Yeah. Oh man, there's just so many good ones.
I mean, Aladdin.
Aladdin's fantastic.
All three. I know people hate Return of Jafar, and I don't get it because I don't Return of Jafar was amazing.
Yeah,
I know it doesn't have Robin Williams, but
I got you guys. Goofy movie.
I'm there. I'm not gonna lie. Probably my first crush was Max's girlfriend.
If we're doing this, I'm going to beat you out. But this might show my age a little bit to some others. I mean, the DuckTales movie, right?
Oh,
come on.
The Legend of the Lost Lamp?
The Lamp, whatever it's called. Yeah, I mean,
yes, Legend.
Come on.
So good.
It is so peak.
Yeah.
It is so peak.
Yep, it's
so scary
good.
too. I tried to watch my kid and I realized how bad.
The first time I saw The Brave Little Toaster, I loved it. And I tried to watch it again like 5 or 6 years ago, and I'm like, when you're an adult, this does not age very well. This is a very, very like child-focused movie.
How about
I want to throw a curveball at you.
Okay.
You guys mentioned favorite Disney movie. How about favorite Disney original movie?
Brick.
The Disney Channel.
Of course.
Yes.
Objectively the best. There's nothing else that's even close.
Now, hold on, because I might not have seen many of the, what did you say, original movie?
Like the Disney Channel.
The Disney Channel.
Oh, see, like when I was a kid, we never had Disney Channel, so I never watched any of those movie ones.
DComs were when Disney became a standard cable channel, though. DComs did not exist before that. Well, I suggest you find a way to watch
Motocross was good. I mean, Brink was the best, but you had like Motocross. You had.
My wife would be very angry if I did not specifically say The Luck of the Irish. That was like her favorite movie.
Oh, okay.
Or was it Don't Look Under the Bed? Was a good one. I thought
I've seen that one. I think I have seen
that. Wasn't a DCOM, I don't think, was it?
I swear it was. Where she has her imaginary friend. She quits believing in him, becomes the boogeyman, comes after his sister, and it's her and her sister got to go with her sister's imaginary friend.
I think I've seen that one. I think I've seen that one.
The Halloween Town movies were really good too.
Yes, those are classic.
I have seen the Halloween Town ones. Yep, I have seen those ones.
They had some bangers though. And you had the famous Jet Jackson movie.
Hell yeah,
that was good.
Wait, there was a movie? Johnny Tsunami. Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami.
Yes.
So funny story is I was homeschooled for a little while, right? And
everybody buckle in. We're not going anywhere for a while here.
We had a homeschool group event, right? And we were going up to a local hill. And it was like I had to make a choice whether I was going to be a skier or a snowboarder. And I tell you what, I made the right choice because of Johnny Tsunami. And I remember from that, they said, when you surf, you lean forward.
I think about that occasionally.
You lean back.
I do.
And I swear to God, it's true.
No, what he says is you steer with the front versus steering with the back. That's what
and it's 100% true. Well,
I actually was just thinking about that quote recently. I don't know why, but I was.
Yeah, it's true.
Funny.
That's how I taught myself to snowboard. It was like Johnny Tsunami.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a discussion going about Land Before Time. Land Before Time is agonizingly brutal, man.
It is, and it's even.
It is the opening sequence of Up across like 8 movies.
Right.
It is just brutal.
It's so. What about
didn't the little girl that played Ducky die? I did not like.
She was murdered.
Okay.
Dad. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She was the girl that was the girl in All Dogs Go to Heaven. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot it was a single.
5 Goes West. Do you remember those ones?
Oh yeah.
I didn't care for those myself.
I liked those when there was
5. You know,
there was 5 Goes West, but that was a second.
American Tail.
American Tail.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh man, those are classics.
Yeah, Land Before Time. It still breaks my heart to this day. I can't watch it.
Oh, actually, I saw this again recently, and it holds up really well. I love The Fox and the Hound. That is a good movie.
Oh yeah,
too.
Fox and the Hound's classic.
And while it's not really, at least as far as I know, respected, The Great Mouse Detective was like my childhood introduction to like Sherlock Holmes. I love that movie. I thought the movie was so good.
Okay, I'll see your Mouse Detective, and I'll raise you The Rescuers.
I was going to say,
Down Under.
I don't like The Rescuers or The Rescuers.
Really?
I did not like them. No. Now that's as a kid. That's as a kid. If I watched it now, maybe I would. But when I was a kid,
I loved Down Under. Down Under was so good.
Yes.
Chippendale. Loved Chippendale.
Oh hell yeah!
Yep.
There might have been my first. That might have been my first crush.
Yeah,
right there.
Gadget was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baldo, we're definitely going to.
We're mentioning movies we watched as kids too. We're not that old.
What about do you remember that dinosaur movie cartoon? We're Back. With
yes, that was good.
Do not remember that.
Oh man,
We're Back.
Good.
Was it a movie or a show?
What didn't they make like clones of dinosaurs, and then like there's the evil corporation trying to get them back, and like it was
something
a kid
like
trying
that,
to help them escape.
I never saw that. This looks like a Don Bluth movie. Just look by the art style.
Let me see if I'm right. Google does me justice here. There was what was the name of it? Was it Dinosaur Riders or something? There was a cartoon as a kid. I just remember the intro where these kids go into a museum and then it's like hand drawn, like a stencil, and then they go back in time to dinosaurs. But it's futuristic and it's people riding dinosaurs with lasers and they're just having battles. God, what was that? It was so.
It sounds like a fever dream you made up when you were playing with your toys as a kid.
Oh God, what was it? Oh,
I can't remember.
It was like Dinosaur Rider. Oh wait, this is a picture of it right here.
See, that was like I remember the days like Darkwing Duck and DuckTales.
DuckTales, of course, yes. Remember Marsupilami, which I always thought was a Disney show, and I guess it actually was not. Like Disney actually sold the rights to the character.
And there's the Mighty Ducks, which is coincidentally not the movie.
The show and the movie.
Show. Yes, the movies are good too, but I'm talking cartoon.
The cartoon was from the 80s. It was called Dino Riders, where these kids get sucked into some wormhole or whatever into another dimension. And in that dimension, there's an alien race and a human race that have trained dinosaurs. And
I think I had a toy of these.
Yes.
I don't think I ever watched the thing, but I think I might have had one of these toys.
It was so good because it was dinosaurs with lasers and missiles and people riding them. It was phenomenal.
This might be the most 80s thing that has ever existed. So, just recently, me and Chris were bemoaning the fact that children don't like dinosaurs anymore. What the fuck is wrong with the youth of America?
My kid still does. I forced it.
Well, okay, there's hope for one kid in the country, then, I guess.
So you're a decent person, Nick. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I said, you better force him, yeah.
Well, we decorated the nursery. It was all dinosaurs. So when he was like, when he could first start talking, he was like, oh, that's a Triceratops. That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
You're doing parenting right. I like it.
Saying,
Yeah, if my kid didn't like dinosaurs, he wouldn't leave his fucking room until he came out telling me about every goddamn dinosaur on the Jurassic
favorite
period.
Dinosaur, or you're not eating for a week.
He did move on though. It's all Transformers now. So
that's okay too. That's okay too.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Your kid has good taste.
Star Wars, Transformers, and dinosaurs, man.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That kid's going places, Nick.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I like it.
Raising a future co-host is what I'm looking for.
He's going to take over the show when we're grandfathers.
Right. Yeah.
Pass the
when we're in our wheelchairs rolled up to the computer monitor.
He can take it over when we have 200 subscribers.
That's right.
You know what I forgot to get?
I was wondering if you did.
I've got one. You got one. A room over. Unbelievable, huh, Nick?
Look at that. I know.
Unbelievable.
I'll be honest with you. I forgot, but it's a good thing I leave the box right next to my computer. So
mine actually sat here for like 3 days because of the power going out. So I all the time I'm like, why don't I still have a fortune cookie there? I'm like, oh, that's right, because I didn't get to finish the episode.
Yeah, I should just put my bag of fortune cookies over here.
Or you should just remember when you're doing the show, this is part of setup.
On the drive back here, I was literally saying, when I come in through my door, grab the fortune cookie off the top of the fridge. No, I made decaf coffee instead.
There's going to start being stiff penalties.
I want to say you're a very cultured individual to do decaf coffee, because that means that you don't do it just for the caffeine. You do it for the flavor.
I appreciate do. I never used to like coffee, and then I started drinking it, and I was like, learned it over time, and I do like the taste of it, and I personally like having a warm drink, but like I don't want to have caffeine at 9 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night. So
I don't know if I want coffee, I can go out and lick the side of the street and get the same effect.
All right.
It's just it's a refined palate thing, you know. After a while,
It is. It
reach
is.
that level.
All right.
I'll take my iced tea instead. Thank you very much.
Okay, is it
All right.
unsweet or sweetened?
Ooh.
Typically, what I drink is actually lemonade tea.
Okay.
Gold peak half and half.
Okay.
I literally have like 13 bottles in my refrigerator.
My daughter is a iced tea fiend, but it has to be sweetened. She'll drink it by the gallon.
My warm drink, Castle, is also tea, but not herbal tea usually. It's usually
I do like tea. I usually have tea while I'm raiding. I usually have a cup of tea, and then during breaks I'll go and put up another tea. Yeah, it's nice vanilla or a cinnamon apple. Yeah, I'm very.
Yeah, actually, I might make myself a cup of tea afterwards, and I'm going to use my cinnamon honey, or maybe my apple honey. I got both.
Ooh, okay.
They're from a bee farm. Huh?
What's that? What'd you say, Rick?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Oh yeah, I said they're from a bee farm. We bought them at a farmer's. What was it called? Like the Farmer Country Fair or whatever.
And to keep the damn podcast going, I can tell I'm getting old. Not just because I get up and my knees hurt or whatever, but I'm starting to get into that era where I'm like, I kind of want a beehive. Like,
I'd love to have a beehive.
I kind of want to. I want to.
It's a very specific thing,
Like, I kind of want to be a beekeeper.
I want to see Clint. I want to see Clint do an episode of this show with the beehive.
Now,
the bee farmer mask.
I have because I work in the pest industry. I have a full bee suit that is like a proper bee suit. I should wear it sometime on here.
I want to. This is very interesting for me because I have the both of you saying you want beehives, but usually when you get in age, you either get really into history or you start to smoke meats. And the fact that you guys are both like, we want to be beekeepers, it's like,
well,
I have always been into history, so that wouldn't happen. I wouldn't be able to get there. And I don't have the capability of smoking meats.
I think the first thing Rick and I bonded over in XCP Discord was like World War II. We were talking about World War II.
No, I think it was actually. I think it was Final Fantasy music, actually.
But that's you. Yeah, we were talking about shooters, and I was like, man, I really miss the days when they were like World War II shooters. And he was like,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
somebody else exists.
But I do love, not so much now because it's pretty cold out, but I do smoke meats too. So I guess I have the full trifecta, and we're on a podcast, which is also technically a midlife crisis, apparently. So I am.
All you need is a Corvette, and you've completed it, man.
Yeah,
it is like Mr. Dreamboat over there living the Giga Chad life. He finishes every game in like 2 hours. He might be the new Chuck Norris now that he's got the new mantle.
that needs to be a new joke in our Discord. Now that Chuck Norris has sadly passed away, it's gonna be Clint. Clint is going to be the new Chuck Norris jokes in our Discord. Make this a thing, everybody. Make it a thing.
More lore starts.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
All right, I'll go first this week. Let's see. People's fortune going into the weekend is it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. And I almost read this wrong. And I said it's not whether you get knocked up. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Well, I mean, I did say that you're ineligible. You're the Giga Chad. Somebody's looking to take you off the market.
It's like fate.
Put a baby in it, and then they lock you down.
That's right. Go ahead, Nick.
All right, here we go. This is actually rather fitting. The weekend ahead predicts enjoyment.
Okay,
that's a no-brainer. Yeah.
I wonder if this is a callback to our little guest from earlier. The real kindness comes from within you. Our guest that we banned.
Oh,
okay. Oh yeah, that was wild.
This might disprove what he said. In fact,
I guess this is what happened when you get 100 subscribers. You just get random people in here now. It's
yeah. When he said that, I mean, my initial thought was what he meant, but I'm like, No, nobody came in.
No,
and
he's
said
just,
that.
yeah,
Weird thing to say.
Especially in a Discord with 5 people in the chat. It wasn't like he hopped into like.
Yeah, it was probably
IGN.
Probably like
Said it.
on. Whatever.
He liked our
We've hit
thumbnail.
the big time. We've hit
Probably.
the big time, boys.
Probably. Good job, Clint. You see what you attracted with your troll bait.
Thumbnail. Alrighty, folks, that's it for us. Thanks again for everybody joining us this week and listening or watching us on live. It's been great talking to you all with chat, and thanks for listening us to going off on our tangents that we do. Rick, where can everybody find you?
Butch4969 everywhere, including Discord again.
Beautiful. Nick, and yourself?
Freight Conductor on your socials and YouTube and Twitch.
Fantastic. And if you liked what you heard here, just type in Spreading the Nerd pretty much anywhere and you'll find us. So once again, thank you, everybody. And go out there and enjoy the games you want and stop judging people.
Unless they're Fortnite, at which point judge harshly.
Yeah, that one's okay.
No,
judge
it's
on
not.
Fortnite.
Oh, yeah. It's okay to judge. Yeah.
I almost went epic. I'm not going to lie. I wanted that skin.
Okay. All right, Nick. Well, maybe it'll just be me and Rick next week.
Well, we're back to a 2-person podcast, everybody.
Hey, it was fun while it lasted, but things never work out, I hear. So. All right, folks. On that note, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. All right, gentlemen.